Hi, everyone. I'm choosing to do this on Zoom. I've run into more difficulties. Some of them are human error. And as the universe would have it, the client that I was working with right after the live streaming failed this morning, part of what we were tapping on was that person's frustration with other people's ineptitude. And part of me just has to crack up because there's certainly some ways that I'm kind of inept and challenged when it comes to technology, period. But let's get going with this. So this is, again, choosing peace and resilience and courage. And that's my theme. It's going to continue to be my theme throughout the duration. And I will continue to post here and do videos, however I get them out, to help everybody navigate, to do my part to help people navigate. I know meditation helps. I know the house concerts are helping. I know that people connecting virtually are helping. Jokes are helping. There's lots of things that people are contributing, lessons online, and that are going to help us all get through this and grow ourselves in amazing and beautiful and powerful ways. But from my perspective, the single most important thing that we need to get through this well is the ability to navigate fear and navigate the fears, the anxieties, the stressors that are coming up that we're experiencing in our life right now. And the better able we are, of course, to be able to do that and do it in the moment when we notice it, then the more we're going to smooth the bump, right? So again, I want to go over so people really begin to get these skills like in their subconscious awareness so that we actually use them. These first aids tools. When I notice myself, suddenly feeling fearful, then I can go right away to one of these tools. And as any of you who know me know that this thymus thump is my go-to tool for all kinds of things. And in fact, I've done it enough over the years that sometimes I unconsciously do it as well. But it is the thing that helps you feel like the strongest inside. Like you start beginning to feel like you're going to have an anxiety attack, or you noticed your breathing increasing, or your heart rate, or you're sweating, or you're having a fearful thought. You go right here and tap, and it's like it activates your body's emotional resilience system, one way to think about it. And it helps you like within seconds to start to feel stronger. So that's my go-to. I also want to say while I'm doing this, you could be tapping along too, that we're all going to be experiencing moments of fear that make more sense, that we might be likely to say are rational fear moments, and ones that are irrational, ones that just seem to lead from another thought that we had, that suddenly we're having a thought that's generating fear and panic inside. And so really encourage you to know that that's going to be normal, and the sooner you can take care of yourself, the better. So the other one then, this one is soothing, it's calming, it's reassuring, it's warming. It's doing a number of things. You're putting your palms together, putting them on your high heart with some pressure, so they're kind of like a weighted blanket. You're tapping at the base of your collarbones, as you can see mine. And this is helping to calm the hemispheres of the brain. It's helping to balance all the meridians. It's doing quite a number of things, but this is soothing and calming and relaxing. And then the third go-to is the over energy correction, where you cross your left ankle over your right, put your hands together and back to back, your right hand over your left, roll them into your chest, lean back, close your eyes, put on some music, chanting music or soft, relaxing music, and lean back and breathe. And this helps your brain move from the sympathetic, the active, the worry, the in your head part of it, to the relaxed in your body, restoring, peaceful, parasympathetic. And it's the best thing I know. So you can do this when you go to bed, so you can go to sleep in a more, starting from a more rested place than a more anxious place. So this is the over energy correction, and it can work wonders. Okay. All right. So I want to start. If you've not done tapping with me before, um, tap along. I'll try and remember to say the points, but I realize I'm not as good as doing that as I used to be when I was doing tapping with groups all the time. Follow along, like speak out loud what I'm saying until I'm saying too much, and it's too hard to listen and follow along. And I'll kind of go in and out of that because that's kind of become my organic pattern in doing this. I'm going to focus on fears of the future, the unknown, what's going to happen next, on some stressors, and so there are about 3 or 4 things I'm going to focus on mostly today. So we're going to start, like I still like to start at what we call the sore spots, which is a couple inches down from your collarbones. And in a circular motion with little pressure, it gets the lymph moving, which helps move the it helps move the neurochemicals of stress through our bodies to eliminate them. So here we go. So even though I have these fears of the future and the unknown, I choose to trust that I am and we are all much safer than I feel. Even though there is this unprecedented, unpredictable, hugely dynamic situation that is generating fear and anxiety, I trust that I am and we are all safer than I feel. I'll slow down. And I choose inner peace and harmony for myself, with others, and the world. So even though this is an unprecedented, unpredictable, hugely dynamic, and fear-generating time, I choose to trust that I am and that we are all much safer than I sometimes feel. And I choose peace and resilience and courage for myself, with others, and with the world, and for the world. Okay, so start at the top of the head. And at the top of the head, I'm always inviting people to open up to spirit, to God, to the universe. You might feel yourself surrounded in golden white light. And almost as if you're translucent, you can feel yourself moving in the field of this golden white light, this healing light, love-filled light. So feeling that you are it, you are inseparable from this light, that you are, it flows within you. You flow through it. Maybe that's the biggest truth, that we are flowing in this sea of unconditional light, whatever that might be, an unconditional love. Okay, so then at the eyebrows, right at the hair of the eyebrows, these fears of the future and the unknown on the sides, these fears of the future and the unknown. Things change every day. And it's so easy to be afraid of the future, afraid of what's going to happen or what could happen. But I choose right now to stay in the moment, to recognize whenever I'm having a fear of the future and to let it go, to tap on it, to breathe, to let it go. And to remember the feeling of being safe right here, right now, in this moment, on the sides of your body. Releasing that fear. Choosing to practice letting go of the fear of the future and the fear of what might happen. Okay? Choosing to practice letting go of the fear of the unknown. And I'm tapping halfway down my ribs on my side. And now tapping on the wrists. Choosing to let go of these fears of the future, of the unknown. And choosing to let go of worries about getting sick. I have worries about me getting sick or getting sicker. I might be being triggered from being sick in the past. Maybe I'll get sick again in the future. These fears of getting sick, these triggers from the past about being sick, choosing to let them all go. Choosing to let them go. Trust that I am safe in the moment. I'm safe now. Wrists, I am safe now. These fears for the health of parents, of children, of partners, friends, and loved ones. These fears for the health of all the people I love. Maybe they're not all making the choices that I would make. And I worry that they're making bad choices and that they're not safe, or that maybe I'm not safe with them. So releasing these fears about not being safe around others. Releasing these frustrations about others' choices and my lack of ability to control their choices. On the sides, accepting that people are going to do what they're going to do. And what I can do is make the next right decision, right? The next best choice, the next best decision. Releasing these fears for all my loved ones. Releasing these fears that they could get me sick. Up to the top of your head, releasing these fears or releasing this hypervigilance, worrying about every little symptom, worrying that every little symptom is either the coronavirus or an exacerbation of a previous symptom of an illness maybe I have. And letting go of this hypervigilance, choosing to remind myself that I'm safer than I feel with every thought that I have that's a worry thought. Choosing to remind myself that I'm safer than I feel with every worry. Just letting it go. Choosing to breathe and let it go. Choosing to let go of the fear and the worry for the world. The fear and the worry about what's going to happen to everybody. Letting go of all our confusion or the effects of confusion and ambivalence about what's happening in the world and what it means for humankind. That's all about the future. And I choose right now to support my well-being and the well-being of everyone I love in this moment. Okay, so I want you to stop and take a couple of deep waterfall breaths. These are breaths where you take a nice deep breath in through your nose, hold it just so you can feel that tension, and almost it begins to loosen up some of that tension, and then drop the breath out through your mouth. And that helps, as you can see and feel, release tension from your neck, from your jaws, from your throat, your shoulders, your arms, your stomach. And you can feel that relaxing. Feeling that relaxing is very reinforcing. It's like, oh, yeah, I can feel myself being more relaxed. Okay. All right. So next area. Oh, before we go in the next area, I just want you to check in with yourself. I'm going faster than I usually go. I will continue to work on slowing down. So check in with yourself and see what you notice right now about how you're feeling in your body. Muscular tension, perhaps places where there's soreness or stomach upset. I think a number of people might be having more gastric issues because they're worrying, especially anybody who has a tendency to have digestive or gastric issues. So you might be feeling some of that. So notice what's better, what's still there. Notice how much better your stress level might be right now. Ways you're breathing deeper right now too. So pay attention to that. And now we're going to move to the next area. So here we go. Up here. Even though I have these worries and fears, well, let's go here. Even though I have these worries and fears about finances and money, I may be worrying about the future because I may be okay now. I may not really be being impacted at all or noticeably right now. So these fears of financial safety, these fears of losing income now. I'm losing income already, and I'm not sure how to be okay. I'm not sure what's going to happen. So even though I'm having these fears of losing income in the future, or losing income now, or being out of a job, I am going to love myself and trust that I'm much safer than I feel, and that I and my family are going to get through this. Top of your head, all these financial fears, these fears of not having enough money, these fears of getting behind, these catastrophic fears of not being able to feed my family, other catastrophic fears about finances. The fears from being laid off or losing my job or my business closing. These fears from being laid off or losing my job or my business closing. All these financial fears. All these financial fears. Choosing to let these fears go and trust that we're all going to make it through. Might be a little uncomfortable, but we're going to make it through. We're going to learn. We're going to learn who we are, more of who we are. We're going to access more of our own power, resilience, courage, strength, and we're going to make it through. We're going to come together. We're realizing that we all are one, and we're going to be okay. So I choose to release all the fear that I have about finances, knowing that that fear only weakens me. choosing to trust that I and my family are going to be safe financially. Choosing to trust that we're going to be safe financially. We're going to make it. It's going to be okay. I choose to let go of anything that has to do with the future and recognize and feel the safety and the peace in this moment. Feeling the safety and the peace in this moment now. Stop, take another nice deep breath. Hold it. Drop it out. Make a sound that helps you release more, helps your nervous system balance better again. Nice deep breath in. And drop it out. Good. All right. Go back up to the last area that I'm going to focus on today. So here. Even though I'm experiencing this stress and frustration from the added stress in my life, I already had a lot of stress in my life. And now this added just a boatload more of stress. And I'm finding myself maybe feeling short-tempered, frustrated, easily angered. And even though I don't feel good about those things, I choose to love myself and feel better anyway. Even though I'm feeling more short-tempered, frustrated, maybe even easily angered, I choose to love myself and to feel better now anyway. And to feel better now for myself and for all my loved ones. So even though I'm feeling more short-tempered, more stressed, having less reserves, and so sometimes more challenged to act from the most loving place inside, I choose to love and forgive myself and feel better anyway. Because the better I feel, the more loving I can be. And I choose to be loving towards myself, towards my loved ones, towards everyone else, and the whole of humanity. Top of your head. All this added stress on top of the stress that I was already experiencing. All this added stress and the ways I'm feeling short-tempered, aggravated, frustrated, easily angered, and taking it out on my family. Forgiving myself for taking my frustrations out on my family and choosing to love myself so that I can show up with more patience and love and kindness. Show up from the best part of me and grow the best part of me. The more I hold on to being angry at myself for treating others poorly, the more I will continue to be more hurtful to others. And I choose love, and I choose peace, I choose strength, and I choose resilience, no matter what. Because that's what will get us through this. Okay, choosing peace, love, resilience, connection, collaboration, flexibility, and patience. Patience. Choosing to free myself from all the fear, all the stress, all the anxiety that I possibly can, so that I can feel the trust and safety in this moment, so that I can let go of these 3D worries and concerns and open up to the higher part of myself. Open up to the higher vibrations of love and light that are present in the world and will continue to be present in the world, so that I can be a light to myself and to everyone I love. Okay, so stop and take another couple of nice deep waterfall breaths. Check in with yourself. See what you notice now. Notice how your body's more relaxed, more peaceful. Your breathing is deeper and slower. You notice how my voice is softer and slower. Perhaps feeling more comfort inside. Inside of us is our home. It's really our true home, our own inner sanctuary. And the more peaceful we can be, the more we access all the beauty and the goodness of this inner sanctuary, which is where we access God, where we access the universe, access all that is. To allow ourselves to open up and feel our connection to the divine and be nourished and filled with that unconditionally loving energy and light of the divine. And so closing your eyes, taking another nice deep breath with your eyes closed to feel your body breathing. And in the beginning, I said something about feeling your body to be a little translucent or transparent, or maybe remembering that we are really 99.99999% space. So feeling our beingness moving through the brilliant light of the divine. That light may appear to you to be golden white. It may appear to you to be purple or green or a multitude of bright, beautiful colors. But feel yourself in all that color. Color is vibration. And the beautiful colors are colors of healthy vibration that feed the human spirit and the human energy field, and therefore feed us even in our three-dimensional aspects. We are immersed in light and we are immersed in love. And at this level of light and love, we are all one. We are together, the ocean of consciousness, of energy, of love. Swimming in the larger consciousness of all that is. Feeling yourself nourished and strengthened and heartened and enlivened by the power and potency of this light, this unconditional love. Feeling the effects of this throughout the whole of your body, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes and your fingers, from your front to your back, from your energy field to your skin, to the organs, all the fluids inside, to the tissues and the bones, and into the cells, sloughing off the receptor sites for anxiety and fear and anger, and feeling receptor sites pop up for peace and nourishment, for love, feeling safe, strong, and knowing, imagining, or feeling all of this smoothing out the DNA, strengthening, healing, balancing the DNA. So in the next moment and the next and the next, it replicates with more peace and more health, more vitality, more resilience, love, courage. Sending love to each and every one of you, to the whole world. Thankful that we are rising together in love to be more of who we are truly capable of being in ourselves and together with others. I'll be back. Listen to this again and again, and take care of yourself and those you love. I'll see you.